and welcome back to Silent Hill 3. So we're in the church that leads to the path to paradise, as it said on the door, but I also wanted to say it said something about the Holy Mother. I like how actually the church is filled with images of women. The stained glasses in normal churches, as in Catholic churches I suppose, are usually all men, but up on the wall they're all women. And there's lots of images of women. Which I quite like as a theme, actually. Because they're sort of the Order's religion. It's more about a matriarchy.
So I think it's interesting, the stuff around the Order, and 1 and 3 especially, because there's often people who go, well, Silent Hill's fine apart from all of that silly Order stuff. But the silly Order stuff is where it all began.
Mm.
And I don't even think it's particularly silly. I think it works quite well.
Yeah, it's bread and butter, as it were.
In fact, Silent Hill 2, whilst it's a brilliant masterpiece, does rather annoyingly has created the precedent of going, oh well, it's just a place you go to and it punishes you for who you are and makes you feel the guilt that you should feel, and they've kind of latched onto that.
Yeah.
And we don't get much about the Order anymore, which I think's a shame. So yes, it's the creation story of this particular religion.
As far as I can make out, when they're depicting God, it's a woman as well.
Yep. God is the red-robed lady.
Yes, all the women in the stained glass there. They're all women.
Apart from the man.
That man on the left there.
Yeah.
So. But yes, I quite like that as an idea.
And people, of course, walked around with giant golden discs attached to their heads back in those days.
The same as you've got in the history of what's happened, obviously, there's Dahlia and Claudia sort of orchestrating all the stuff.
And here we have a map. Not seen one of those in a long time.
Nope.
Very childlike written, I should say, not childish.
Yes, what a map it is.
Dear God, please forgive me. I know I'll be put to death for the sins I've committed. And I'll go to my death gladly, and with a peaceful heart. But please, grant me just a small piece of your everlasting mercy. Let me see my child once within your golden gates. Deliver me not to hell, but to purgatory. Allow me to atone for my sins there. I'll stand within the very flames of redemption, no matter how they burn me. Forgive me for my wicked act of revenge. And deliver the soul of my poor murdered daughter. Please, also care for the soul of the girl whose life I have taken. God, I am a child, trembling with fear as I stare at death. Soothe my tortured soul with your infinite mercy. Please, forgive me.
I forgive you.
Thank you, Lord.
I think that's a very interesting little interlude. That is actually supposed to be Claudia, isn't it?
Is it?
It's sort of...
Or is it supposed to be Dahlia?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It gives more depth to the situation anyway, because it's sort of a wanting forgiveness for the bad stuff, but going ahead and doing it anyway, because they feel like they have to, I suppose. But we were moved by their confession. Scott picked forgiveness.
Or perhaps he was just playing the role of clergy.
Love the moving pattern on the monster. That one is very obvious, actually. It's lovely.
And you don't see that. You've seen that monster before, but never skinned out that way. I don't think you'd see it skinned out like that anywhere else either, to be fair. This room is a particularly interesting room, but not yet.
Well, we're still getting we were still getting quite the churchy vibe back there on the windows, but not anymore.
Oh, it's a bit of a churchy vibe still. We have a return of our friend the insane cancer.
Yes, we haven't seen one of those in a while. We're going straight to the shotgun to deal with it.
I wonder why we've turned our torch off.
It may have just been a slip of the finger. It looks a bit hospital-like. We've got wheelchair and bits and pieces, but then, as you say, it's also hospital-y.
It's kind of a mishmash of everything, really.
Those things being smushed together. Bullets.
Quick look at our inventory and putting a weapon on. And we found a cassette tape.
Bunch of papers.
This is, of course, the symbol you've been seeing all through the game.
It's just waiting for us. We can squeeze past, thankfully. It's this place that's very strange sort of atmosphere to it.
I like the sort of the tracks. I don't know if you spotted the bloody footprints there. Which is a clue as to what we do next. I think we missed it. And there's a giant one right in the middle of the floor.
Reincarnation.
Died as a lesser, came back, so on and so forth. And it is, of course, a save point. The belfry, so we are definitely still in the church.
I like that it's the symbol of reincarnation. Then if you die, you get to come back in the game as in. It's like a cute joke. Saint Alessa?
Yep. So I think you're represented by Saint Alessa. That's Vincent. And the other one's Claudia. think it's symbolism there again.
It would not surprise me, certainly. Oh yes, I saw what you meant on the floor back there. We saw it and we ran.
Right, let's see if we spot it this time. There we go, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they lead all the way to that painting. Oh, 8! I didn't see that one as well.
You move the painting. I like that. You have to actually watch for it to give you the prompt.
Was our friend there?
Yes, it's another one of those sort of monsters that we can see and hear but can't actually...
Well, it's a single monster, this particular one. It's Valtiel. Who's the one we see turning valves.
Yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah. No, we don't like that floor. Going back up again.
I don't think he quite realised it was an elevator.
No, I think we just don't like that floor. Screw that floor. Actually, this part of the game is going to be quite labyrinthian. It's going to be a little bit confusing. Which is why we have a hand-drawn map, because it doesn't quite make as much sense as it could.
Was it going to get a bit non-Euclidean on us?
A little, yes. What a mouthful indeed. And we're going to get another tarot card here. This is the Moon Tarot card.
Hiya, Heather.
You show up everywhere, don't you?
You make me sound like some kind of unwanted pest.
Well, who are you anyway?
Haven't you realized that yet?
Yeah, you're on Claudia's side.
I told you not to put me in the same category as that mad woman.
Well, you're pretty loony yourself.
It's true. We believe in the same God. But I'm quite sane.
So why did you help me out then? Was that also part of trying to resurrect God?
It's not uncommon for people to worship the same God and still disagree.
God? Are you sure you don't mean devil?
Whichever you like. The point is that now I really am on your side. I don't want God to be born. Wouldn't be convenient. Much too unpredictable.
So you've been using me to stop Claudia, is that it? Do your own dirty work.
My dirty work? I think we both had our own interests in mind. You hate her too, don't you? You're the only one who can get it done. I don't have powers like you two. Besides, I always hated getting all hot, sweaty.
Oh, really?
I'm just looking out for myself. Everyone does it. Don't stand there looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room. You come here and enjoy spilling their blood. And listening to them cry out. You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's just a joke. By the way, I forgot to ask you. Did you get the seal of Metatron?
What's that?
You don't have it? Leonard was carrying it.
You mean this thing?
Yes, that's it. As long as we have that, we're fine. Here, take this.
Book Otherworld Laws. But on that bombshell, or that book, we'll see
Bookshelf?
you again, bookshelf, next time.